Right, so in this lesson we're going to calculate the length of a given side using the sine rule. Okay, so sometimes this is referred to as the laws of sines. Okay, so this is the formula that's given to you in the exam. Okay, A over sine A, B over sine B, C over sine C. Okay, and it's directly related, right, to the ratios of the sides of the angles. Okay, so this P is related to the ratio between this sine of 70 and this length here. Okay, if you have the triangle and this is the length that you're trying to find, and let's say they call it x, then you want to label the rest of your sides so you can then match it up. Okay, now you may wish at this point to relabel your triangle. Okay, so you may wish to go, well, I don't want PQs and Rs. Right, the tendency is for it to be like this. You may wish to go, right, I want to just call that A, I want to call that B, and I want to call that C. Right, so you're not changing the formula, you're using the formula that's given to you. So this then becomes small a, this then becomes small b, and this then becomes lowercase c. Okay. You are then inputting this information into your formula. Okay. So choosing the correct formula would get you a mark. Substituting into the formula would get you a second mark. Okay. So A is what we're trying to find. Sine of A, sine of 70. B, length is 20, and sine of B is sine of 80. Now we don't know anything about C, okay? And in fact, we cannot solve equations with two equals in it, okay? So disregard one of them and we'll just deal with what we have here. Okay, don't have to rewrite it, you could just go from here, but I like it just nice so that that's all we're dealing with now without this extra noise over here. Okay, solving an equation, right, you're changing the subject around to solve for x, right, some skills that you all have learned prior to your course. Cross multiplying over an equals. Okay, so you'll then have x multiplying sine of 80 equaling 20 multiplying sine of 70. That's option 1. You then divide by anything that's multiplying the subject, what you're trying to figure out. Alternatively, you can see over here that all we need to do is multiply by the sine 70 on both sides. Okay, we're trying to solve for x. What's happening to x? It's been divided by sine 70. What's the inverse operation of sine? Division of sine 70, it's multiplying of sine 70. Okay, so x equals 20 multiplying by sine 70 dividing by sine of 80. Okay, so sine, okay, let's not be saying sine. Fraction button again, 20 multiplying sine 70, close the bracket, sine 780 on the bottom, my apologies. Okay, unrounded answer, if you wanted just to be careful about that point and then rounding your answer. So this is a worthwhile point to put in because you're just extracting information from your calculator and then all you're doing is dealing with that, okay, rather than dealing with the calculator and trying to write down. So write down what you've got, look at this underneath, 3 significant figures, okay. Context here is centimetres. We're trying to find a length, centimetres, okay. Now as an added wee extra, does this length make sense? Okay, if 70 degrees, the opposite side to that is 19, then 80, you would expect it to be larger. Okay, a larger angle presents a larger opposite side. Okay, it's not much, but it's enough to convince you that that should be smaller, given its opposite angle 70, than this bit here. Okay, so you might want to watch this video a few times. Okay, formula, substitution, manipulating an equation, solving through changing the subject, underlining your answer, including your units. Okay.